Hey USG, welcome back to the channel. We are in the garden, and I guess let's call it an August garden tour since I haven't given you a tour pretty much of the garden this year. I just wanted to give you guys an update. We have an update on the channel regarding where we have been and why we haven't been in the garden this year, so go ahead and watch that. But this is mid to late August garden tour, and we start pretty much always at the same point. So here we have the U garden bed. That's what I call it because that's what it looks like to me. Here we have a mix of tomatoes and some sad cucumbers, a cucumber melon that is pretty much taking over the arch trellis. I love this arch trellis. We got this last year. We got this bed installed. I think it was a late 2024 or late 2023. It's done me good. We grew garlic in this bed for the 2024-2025 season, which is this season obviously, and it's doing okay. The season this year has been total shitsies to say the least, but we are trying to do what we can. Right now it is seasonably cool. It is in the low 70s, so we will see. We've had unseasonably weather right now. As you can see, it is very, very windy. We have, I think, Hurricane Cat 2 is not going to be passing through here, but is bringing some wind through back and forth. So it is what it is. But here in this bed, we have, like I stated already, some tomatoes that are growing. These are indeterminate, huge chunkamunkas, as you can see here. And we have two just chilling. Yes, they are on some soil on leaves. I'm okay with that. They work out for me. We have some cucumbers here. They were labeled at one point, by August. My garden is a jungle mess, but we actually came in here through and cleaned things up because everything was just dying. It didn't make sense. As you can see there, not sitting here lying to you, that I just couldn't reach, but this cucumber seems that it wants to keep giving. It is climbing up my basement wall. We'll see if it makes it up to the top. I doubt it, but the cucumber melon is going gangbusters. Look at that. It is reaching high to the sky. And as we go underneath the trellis, which is beautiful, it is given a beautiful canopy. I love it. We try to grow some watermelons in there. Those are dead. I don't know why I try some of the things, but my daughter-in-law's son, my son's stepson, wanted to plant watermelons, so I went with it, but they really did not take off. We have another indeterminate tomato here. As you can see, it was sprawling down this way. We went and cut that off, and it is over here, and that was the one that I showed you with the two big tomatoes over there. I have one over here as well. Like I said, the tags just went away, and that one is hanging over here and out the trellis, and that's the one with all the flowers right that way. We had a lot of blossom and rot because of inconsistent watering. We didn't have much rain this year, and if we did, we had it in increments, and watering was just ridiculous. So it is what it is. We had a lot of heat waves, and it's just whatever. Over here is the raspberry patch. We just chopped it all the way down. This thing went gangbusters. We had it all sprawling out over here and covering my blueberry patch, so we just decided to just chop it down. This one is another one that my husband, I think it was a year or two ago, decided to propagate it over here. It's actually his favorite raspberry. Chop that down as well. It'll regrow before the season is over, and then we will probably hack it down again. We usually do that every year. We have 4 new blueberry bushes, and they actually gave us blueberries this year. This one is still pushing some out. My step grandson is actually enjoying picking blueberries from these patches, so he has fun with that. Over here we have empty bed. This is where I have, oh my god, I am blanking out, peonies. There we go. We have peonies that are done, and I decided to use perennial pots with annuals, and we have a tomato that is coming out. For whatever reason, they've all happened to be cherry tomatoes, and yeah, it's whatever. We've been getting a lot of cherry tomatoes. Over here we have the echinacea, which went gangbusters. We chopped it down and it's coming back. That bed over there had a lot of tomatoes, and my raspberry canes are literally running behind, so they are starting to go behind the fence and behind the bed, and my neighbors are probably going to have raspberries of their own. Sorry. It is what it is. If they all, they like raspberries, and free canes for them. I'm gonna let them go, probably just up to there, because it might be the one that's my husband's favorite. If not, then I'll probably pull them. We had tomatoes in this bed as well. I don't know if it was tomatoes that I planted or tomatoes that self-seeded from last year, but they were cherry. I think these are the large cherry, which my husband actually seems to appreciate, and we have some that are close to harvest or will harvest soon. I usually like to pick my tomatoes when they are at that point blushing, because if not, we'll have little critters, whether they are chipmunks, mouses, whatever it is, come and take chomps at our produce, which has happened a lot this year. Usually that doesn't happen to me, but it has been happening to me this year, so we will take them at the first blush. This one here we kind of chopped off and we hung on this little trellis right here, and it's been doing a little comeback, but we will see. It's been cold these past 2 days, so hopefully they won't suffer from stress. I've had a lot of morning glory come up and it's been tying a lot of my stuff, and untying it from that has been quite a headache. But it is what it is. This year we decided to go ahead and plant some okra when we cleaned out these beds from the garlic. There we go. And it took off. Now I don't seem to have any okra yet. It looks like there might be some formation in there. So we might have okra soon. So if we do, you're welcome, Mom. I've been trying to get okra for her to establish for many years, so hopefully this will be the year of that. This is an empty bed. The green stalks, every year, unfortunately, these guys are a disappointment to me. Not because of the company, it's just a failure to me. I think I just have to go ahead and bite the bullet and actually take these things apart and just refluff, regenerate the soil. But I tried strawberry in these again, and some of them took off and some of them just burned out. Again, I think it's inconsistent watering. I just don't know. I don't know if it's just not enough nutrients in the soil, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But for whatever reason, I had this one snapdragon that came back. I don't know, because I did not replant that. It just came back on its own. Over here I have celery. This celery actually impressed me, because this celery came from inside. It came from my hydroponic garden, and I just decided to just put it out here, and it's living its best life. Over here, that's just a tote. We actually planted okra there. It didn't do well. We first planted sunflowers. They also did not do well. They did not come up, so it is what it is. Here we had determinate tomatoes, and most of them bit the dust. They did give us tomatoes before they went out, so I'm not going to complain. These are the few that we decided to keep, And what we did is we cut the main trunks and decided to keep like suckers and stuff like that, and most of them are doing good. I have a weed right there that you can see that I actually have to pluck out. Since I'm here, don't mind if I do, because if not, then it's not gonna happen. You know, when you're in the garden and you got to do things right. So it is what it is. This is the other one. This one here, I also had some tomatoes. I have a volunteer, actually. This one's volunteering all the way up this one trellis that I have here. This one's also cucumbers. This one was a second succession of cucumbers, and this one was actually doing really good, but I don't know, after I managed to unmangle it from Morning Glory and kind of try to manhandle it, I guess, and put it up the trellis, it doesn't seem to be doing that good, at least the tip. But the bottom seems to be doing pretty decent. We'll see if it decides to live. I have 3 eggplants going on that way. The eggplants have been doing pretty decent. Last year I did pretty good with eggplants, and this year it's okay. They look like they are under some type of stress, but they are putting out eggplants. I've gotten about 6 to 8 eggplants out of them, so I'm not that mad about it. You know, we cooked them up, my daughter-in-law cooked them up, and it's been pretty good. That one over there is bare right now, and I forgot what we put in there. I think my husband put an eggplant, a sweet potato. It took off, but I took it out because it's just like Morning Glory. It was taking everything and everything with it, and I was like, nah, I'm not having that. This one over here is empty. We had a tomato in here, which was sprawling all over the place, and with the hot summers and the heat waves that we had, it was not doing anything. It was just greenery. I don't know if this bed is just too rich in nutrients, and it was just doing greenery with no flowers. It was trying to get flowers towards the end, but I was like, it's gonna be too late, so we just ripped it out. This used to have saffron, and the saffron, I think, rotted in place. This is my tomato bed, and as you can see, usually my tomatoes are sprawling all over the place, but we kind of either ripped out some tomatoes or prune them really, really heavy. And yeah, guys know that I don't prune tomatoes. We have some big tomatoes that are just hanging. Hopefully they don't get sunscald because they have no leaves around them. But what I've been dealing with is this. That's what I've been dealing with, and all my tomato leaves look like that. Now I don't know if that was some type of disease, or that was just inconsistent watering, or what it was. I mean, you guys, if you guys know better, you know, school me in the comments and let me know. But I try to rip out and cut off as much, you know, foliage that had all of that and try to leave behind as much as I could. I kept, you know, what I can to see if I can get any tomatoes from here to last frost. I am at the ending of August, so I don't have any high hopes, but whatever. If at the point that I from here to September nothing happens, I'll just have less to clean. Over here in this bed I have basil. I've been able to cut this basil down like 3 or 4 times and dehydrate, so I'm not gonna complain. I do have, this is chive, and the chive has been trying to go to seed a couple of times, so I just come out here and I just, you know, cut that off. Thyme over there, and the pepper bed. The pepper bed is the last bed here that I have to show. Now this is always my pride and joy besides the tomatoes, and I'm actually out here to harvest some of this. As you can see, I have some that are full maturity. I will be saving the seeds to those. My mom will be happy with some of these. I do have the Ajis Cacucha, I hope I'm pronouncing that one right. I have one that is frozen. I will be freezing those for her. I do have a Purple Beauty. Look at that, that's beautiful. They are small though, so I don't know if the weather is affecting them. Some are small, some are bigger than others. You guys know that I do overcrowd my peppers because they like to hug. I mean, I don't know if this is too much hugging, but maybe next year I will space them out. I do have space to space them out, but the thing is by the time that I go and plant these, I have other things in the bed. So I also noticed that this year we didn't have as much bees as we do in many other years. So I don't know if the weather had something to do with that, but now I'm seeing the bees come out. So I don't know if it was too hot for them. I don't know if they went somewhere else. So I don't know what's happening. But more peppers are starting to come out as the weather is cooling, because this ají cucucha now is starting to go crazy. It's starting to go gangbusters, and this wasn't here a couple of weeks ago. So maybe, hopefully, it'll be a better half of the summer. So we will see. But this is what the August garden is looking like, guys. I hope that you guys are having a better garden year than I am, but I'm not complaining. We have gotten stuff. We've been able to eat fresh. It's just we haven't been able to maybe put anything up. But I'm not the person that cans or anything. I just like to put my peppers up in the fridge, in the freezer. And I think I probably will be able to do that. I just haven't been able to give stuff to friends and family and or my husband's co-workers. So I feel bad for that part, but other than that, we'll see. But this will get me ramped up for 2026, which we are in the thick of it, and we're starting to think of, as well as full garden, which I normally don't do, but we always try. I'm not successful, but doesn't mean that every year we don't try to do it. But this is it. This is an August garden tour, and you guys know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button, and as always, guys, we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.